Welcome to episode 40 of my podcast. This is about how a hairdresser from Germany came to Houston, started the best nightclub in Houston, Disco Nightclub, and bought up the nightclubs that were the original blues places. Houston was the first blues city in the world, and it had great blues clubs, and this guy bought all of them. And he took me around to collect rent one evening, and it was kind of fun to see these places. His name was Michael Steinman, and he came from Germany and started a club called Boccaccio. And the big feature of Boccaccio was that it had a famous singer, a guy from Galveston, Texas, named Barry White. And Barry White would sing these disco songs, and it was fantastic. And Michael had a girlfriend, Sheila Fortune, believe it or not. That was actually her real name, and she was. And somehow I ended up dating her. I don't know how that happened. And so we were good friends, and Michael became a good friend. And so he called me one day. He said, "You want to go around and watch me collect rent? It's kind of interesting." I said, "Yeah, sure." So he came by in his Mercedes, and we drove to the blues club, and we met an African guy who had a Cadillac, and his name, are you ready? African, right? Elegant black guy. His name was George Bush. Funny. And George Bush, this African guy, helped Michael buy these blues clubs because George Bush was African and knew all the people. And so we go to this club, and the floor of the club was covered by carpet because the wood had rotted so badly that the floor was uneven. You had to be careful as you walked into the club. It was such an old club. And this black girl came up to us, very nice, and she said, "Hi, Michael, here's your rent." And she paid him in cash, which is what he was collecting. And she said, "Would you like an aperitif?" And I looked at Michael, I said, Did she say aperitif? And he said, "Yeah, she did." I said, "Oh, wonderful." And so she brought us champagne and pâté foie gras and French food. It was incredible. And so here we are sitting in this soul music club, black African music, blues club, with George Bush, this black guy, and we're eating European food and drinking champagne. It was kind of bizarre. And so that was a lot of fun. And then he said, "Okay, I'm going to go to the next club I own." And it was a gay club. And so we went in there, and the same thing. We sat down, and the gay guys brought us some, I don't know, I don't know what it was. But anyway, it was pretty good. And he collected cash there, too. So it's kind of interesting. And Michael, what his story was, is he was a really good operator of a club because he figured out a formula that really worked. And the formula was this: you get all the beautiful girls in town to come to your club, give them free drinks, whatever it takes, and the men will follow them. And that was his formula, and it worked great. And I guess that's why he was dating Sheila Fortune, because she was gorgeous. And I ended up being, attracted into that deal myself. So I ended up dating her. So that was kind of fun. So I thought you might like to see this insight about Houston. It was a very interesting town. It was the first blues city in the world, right? And also Houston, a lot of people don't know this, was the capital of the state of Texas originally. But the problem was it was a 10-day horse ride from El Paso, Texas to Houston, and it was too long. So they decided to put the state capital in the middle of the state, and that's where Austin, Texas was created. So, but Houston was the original capital of the state of Texas. Okay, so that's the end of this episode. The sponsor is SONOSTICS.com, and it makes a medical device that you put under your feet, and it helps the exercise a muscle in your lower leg, and that muscle is a second pump. The heart is not the only pump in your body. There's another one, and it's this muscle in your lower leg, and it helps the heart move blood to your brain, and it prevents and decreases cognitive decline. After 6 months, you go back to normal. because you get more oxygen in your brain when this muscle is exercised. And the device is external medical device, and it really works, and it's been tested. So good company. Okay, so this is the end of this episode 40, and please click on the likes, also make comments, and subscribe, of course. If you subscribe, it's free. It just notifies you when the next episode comes up. That's all it does. And then also you can pay me directly, so I don't have to wait for YouTube to pay me money, by going to buymeacoffee.com. It has 1 million subscribers. It works with all banks and all credit cards worldwide. Very good company. And you go to buymeacoffee.com/Derek, DERIK RAWSOR, not N. It's a security thing. And you'll find a link there, and you can buy me a cup of coffee like this one here for $5 if you like, because friends buy friends coffees in a coffee shop, which is where I am right now. And that would be nice. And you can also donate regularly to me, because I'm traveling around the world doing this, if you like what I'm doing. And you can do that on Buy Me a Coffee as well. Become a sponsor, okay, basically. And this is, there'll be some end tags coming up here at the end. You'll see them. One of them will subscribe you to my channel, and the other one will take you to another link that I've done that you might find to be interesting. So look for the end tags. They'll be coming up soon. So thank you very much, and see you next episode. This is the end of episode 40.